Alright shredders, I have got myself a new bike. Now, I don't normally do bike reviews, but I had a lot of questions about this bike, which no one else had covered. And I don't actually know if I've bought the right bike. You're probably thinking, what? That's ridiculous. But this is a Scor 6080Z. It is 190 travel on the front, 180 on the rear. And it's made of aluminium, and it has a Bosch motor, Bosch GX motor, which is really important for me because I quite often fall off doing technical climbs, and I didn't want carbon because I didn't want to break it, and I much prefer the Bosch motor. But the other reviews that I read, and there's not that many of this bike, didn't answer my questions about technical climbing. Can I get it around switchbacks? That's the type of riding I do. It's really designed to be a self-shuttle, like bike park bike, which I wanted as well, so I wanted a little bit of everything. So this is Emily answers her own questions for the benefit of anyone that's got the same questions. So stay tuned and we'll see how we get on. This is literally the first ride. I'm taking you with me. You're going to get my instant reaction and we'll see if I've bought the right bike. One of the reasons why I'm not sure about this bike as a climber is because the rear chainstay is 435, I think, and my old e-bike 455. It's a big difference anyway. This is short in the rear, so that could be a bit of a compromise. We'll find out. Right, straight up first. Is it going to do a wheelie? Because it's too short in the rear end. Oh no, it seems to be a bit like my other bike. That's good. Slightly technical climb. How are we going to do? It does feel like it's harder to control the front end and where it goes. Which isn't all that surprising. It's like 30mm higher, well, 30mm more travel than the old one. Yeah, so the thing with Scor bikes is you can change the stroke length on the shock to reduce the travel. This bike, the 6080, is only sold as a 180 in the rear. But I did read on a French review that you could put a shorter stroke shock in it to bring it down to 160. So that's kind of the other reason why I bought it. I was kind of like, well, if it's too long a travel, I can shorten the forks to say 170 and I can change the shock stroke. So if I find that the front end is just too wandery, I do have that option, which is quite nice. It gives you a lot of manoeuvrability in terms of getting the bike exactly how you want it to be. Right, it is day 2 on the new bicycle. So I think the question about climbing needs to be reframed a little bit. The question should actually be not, can this bike go up steep climbs with its very high front end and short rear end? It's, can Emily handle this bike up those types of climbs? Because actually what I started to find yesterday was I was just adapting the way that I rode it to take account of the slightly wandering front end. Oh, it's a bit wandery on the front. I've just ridden up something which has a couple of sections which would usually have me thinking, uh-oh, steep bit ahead, we better pay attention to how we ride this. And it felt just the same as it does on my other bike. So I think so far so good with the bike. We did some switchbacks, rode those fine. There is a knock block in the headset, but it still enables me to have enough turning circle, if you want to call it that, to just be able to ride around those switchbacks or do an endo turn random. So no issues there. In answer to the overall question of have I bought the wrong bike, I think the answer is no. I'm looking forward to getting it out into a bike park. It's going to be really cool because going downhill, as you can imagine, with this quality of suspension and the amount of travel on offer, it feels really nice. Like, because of the extra weight of the e-bike, I'd say it's pretty akin to my downhill bike. So it's going to be cool to slap on a full face helmet and just let her run, because yeah, it's definitely keen for it. I hope that's helpful for somebody out there who's maybe wondering about this bike. And if you want really in-depth reviews, there are some out there, but like I said at the beginning, it's not my niche. I just wanted to put this out there because I thought it could be helpful. Anyway, cheers for watching and I'll see you next time.